I'm Tisha.
Loren.
And this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are putting our tinfoil hats back on and going to share a few conspiracies with you. But first, what are you reading right now?
So, I've been waiting for you to ask me this question. So, I just finished One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay.
Yeah.
I already knew that she is a great storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
This book, I don't relate to the situation at all, and I was in my feels. You know, like sometimes things get you in your feels because you think about... I had no relation to the story whatsoever. Nothing what is it? The word I'm trying to think of. Resignated. Nothing resignated. But it was such a crazy story. I loved it. I texted you at like 10 p.m. when I finished last night, like all caps, OMG, OMG, OMG. And it's included in Everand, guys. It was free, which makes it even better. You add it to the list. She's like immediately going to Everand. So good. It's a quick read too. Crazy story. Good. Love. So I just am coming off of that. I don't have another book that I'm reading besides my paper Love on the Brain, which I obviously made it very far. I might actually get some reading done this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, no, that's where I'm at. What about you?
I am listening and reading Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
For trivia and just falling in love with it all over again. So many just curmudgeon moments. I'm like, oh my gosh. I remembered but didn't remember in my soul. I'm just like, I love it so much. Still and again.
That is just top tier book. Read it over and over again. I can't believe I'm watching you drink Pepsi right now. You know I'm a Coke girly, and you are the only friend that I have that prefers Pepsi. Most people I won't let in my house, so you know she's special.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That was a sidetrack. But Fourth Wing, gosh. Empyrean series as a whole.
Love it so much.
So good.
Yeah.
I've never recommended it to someone and they not become obsessed.
Yeah.
Ever. So, that's just when you know it's good.
Yeah. Because, it's for everyone. Even if you don't like the spice, you can skip past it.
It's only a few chapters.
You can find something to enjoy in all of the books. Mm-hmm. And I fucking love it so much. It's just so funny and sweet and kind of inspiring in moments. Just the way that she has this debilitating disorder and she's like, I'm not going to let it define me or stop me from doing anything that I want to do, even if this isn't what I want to do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I'm listening on 1.2 though. Trying to just absorb everything, get all of the information, highlighting everything that might be a trivia question.
Okay. Respect.
It is taking forever though. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's wild. Good for you. Good for you. Before we get into yapping, because my yapping this week is very conspiracy theory geared. I did it on purpose. I'm going to give some book, movie, TV updates in general, because there's been a lot. We're recording this a little early, so even by the time this comes out, at the pace this is going, there's going to be some inevitably that happen between now and then. As you all know, I'm going on a big trip. I leave in 3 days now, so we have to record some in advance. So apologies if I missed any. I promise we'll get them next time. But first and foremost, Twilight is coming back to theaters in October. It has been the millennials' favorite meme the past year or two. Call it Hoa Hoa season. It is a vibe. It's probably the books that got everybody that's now book talk women into reading in middle school. I know it was for me. I was a super Twi nerd, as we called ourselves back then. And, I had it written on my walls, my doors. I still have my original copies from middle school. Yeah, where are they? But I do. My Breaking Dawn has seen a better day. I had to, tape it. This is my original middle school Breaking Dawn.
See, and I
tape.
have I never read it then, and I still to this day have not read any Twilight nor watched any of the movies.
We're going. Done. We're going. As an adult, you're gonna cringe. You're gonna cringe. Oh, look.
I cringed then.
Lulu Johnson. I haven't been Johnson for 10 years. Y'all, this is real. I made my parents, on the day this came out, take me to Walmart in Bearable to get this. And I stayed up all night reading it. This is my first, like, true book talk moment right here. Because the other books were already out. This one came out when I was, like... But anyways. And then the movies went to opening night, every single one of them. Every single one of them. They were always around November, Thanksgiving. I had shirts made. Literally, it was... I wish I could find some... If I can find some photos, I will. Okay, moving on from Twilight. We have determined we're going to the movies. I'm buying us a ticket, and you're going to watch all of them. Okay?
Okay.
We have to video this too, like vlog it.
I mean, I just watched Harry Potter, not this past Christmas, but last Christmas before that.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter as a kid, so I was also late to the Harry Potter game. I know I would have been just as obsessed as a kid, but I wasn't allowed anything with witchcraft. Then my mom was like, if I would have known that was about vampires, I wouldn't have let you. As a kid, but she didn't know. Anyways. Next bit of business, Elle and Dakota Fanning are set to star as sisters in the adaptation of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which is one of the most popular books. I have yet to read it. People are obsessed with this. We haven't seen either of them do a lot in a long time, so I think it's really cool that they're coming in. It's their first time ever doing a movie together, and they're sisters in real life playing sisters in the movie. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Don't know any dates or anything on that. I think that casting announcement was just made, so it may be in production, but I'm not 100%. I'm really excited about this one because I didn't mention this when you asked me what I was reading, but I just read this book every summer after. If you watched our episode, either, was it last week or the week before that we covered? Let me look. Okay, it was the week before. We cover One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. It's actually a second to this book every summer after. Yeah. We did not know. You can read them as standalones. We figured that out. I saw that I had used a credit or bought this one on sale or something. It was chilling in my Audible library. So I was like, oh, I want to jump down the Carly Fortune train. Clicked it. So good. Okay, it's the story of the other brother, anyways, that you meet in the first one. So good. And then, literally the day after I finished it, every summer after is getting adapted into a series by Amazon Prime. And I had no clue this. And I don't think you did either, right? Like, this is fresh news.
Yeah.
They announced a few characters. I didn't recognize any of the names, but we can get the list. I'm sure that's just me not knowing who they are. And it is just now in production. So this is big news.
Yeah.
That tells me they're going to do the other brother next, which is the one we just read that we loved. I loved both of them. I did like the second one better, though. The first one was great, but yeah. Okay, this movie, I haven't heard of the book, but seeing the trailer makes me want to read the book before the movie comes out. It has Keira Knightley, and it's a thriller murder mystery vibe called The Woman in Cabin 10. The trailer, guys, go to Netflix's TikTok. It looks good. It looks good. That's October 10th. Next up, this will be out before this podcast airs, but it'll be fresh news. Fearful by Lauren Roberts. I forgot the T in my typing here. Is coming out, and I have the rest of the books. I just haven't read them, but I've heard wonderful things. So we're gonna have to cover it. We're gonna have to cover that in the near future. Next one, I couldn't find if this is a book or not, but it definitely, the trailer gave book vibes, and Tisha and I both were like, we want to see this, so I thought it was worth putting on the list. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, which is the duo I didn't know that I needed, but their chemistry on the trailer looks really good.
So good.
Yeah. It comes
out. The preview.
You did?
In one of the multiple movies we've gone and seen this summer, and it started out almost like it might be a horror mystery something. I was like, ooh, this could be good, but also scary. I think it was when we watched I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was like, maybe it's another horror. But yes, very book vibes, but I've Googled 3 different times because I'm like, there's got to be something somebody's missing, but it's not. Supposedly, it's not a book.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's actually going to come out the day this episode airs. So if you listen to this in the morning, you have your date night movie tonight. Next, more Carly Fortune news. She revealed a cover for, it's called Our Perfect Storm, which is her new book that is releasing May of 2026.
Yay.
So, we'll be reading that. Okay, Nevessa Allen is doing her third Into Darkness novel. We just Caught Up a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. The first one was Lights Out. The next one's going to be called Game On, which is very on brand for the titling. It's coming March 2026. Okay, the last bit of bookish news I have. Have you read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you have. This was one of the first books that I read when I hopped back in because it was like really big on BookShock at the time. Mm-hmm. But It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey just announced it's being turned into a movie, and the main female character is Nina Dobrev from The Vampire Diaries, our very own Elena Gilbert. More to come. They've announced a couple of other characters, I think the sister and then the MMC, but no other side characters announced yet. I adored this book. I like the second one too, so hopefully they'll do both. I think the second one's Hook, Line, and Sinker.
I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to look up who the other...
Yeah, it's the Bellinger sisters.
Yep, Nina Dobrev will play Piper Bellinger, Tyler Hoechlin as Brendan, and Virginia Gardner as Hannah. Hannah is the sister. Virginia Gardner is... Have you seen The Beautiful Disaster? It's based on a book as well. With Cole Sprouse.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
It's that girl.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one was really good. Tyler Hoechlin. Wait, he's Superman.
The most recent one, I'm assuming?
I don't think he's the most recent one. I think he's before Henry. It says Superman in Lois. He is in the TV shows. What else is he in that I would know? Or you would know him from? Teen Wolf, Hall Pass. He's in 50 Shades Free.
Okay.
We'd know him from there. Who is he in 50 Shades Freed? I don't see him listed, but it's listed on his... He plays Boyce Fox in 50 Shades. I can't picture that character.
Is he the truck driver?
He's in 50 Shades Darker, too.
Boyce. Is he not the pilot?
Maybe.
Or driver or somebody that, like... He's somebody in Christian's world that, like...
Yeah, he's most known for Teen Wolf, I guess. He's the Superman that's in, like, Supergirl. I recognize his face.
Yeah, I think he's the driver or pilot.
Yeah.
All of this reminded me, I did read that When the Sky Fell on Splendor by Emily Henry this week, and it is so good.
It is.
So good.
See, this is what I'm confused about. I've read every Emily Henry book.
I thought I had. This came out in 2019, though. We didn't know that she had anything out before, like, 2022.
Does she have multiple Goodreads profiles?
Maybe.
Because I swear, I went on an Emily Henry kick, and I read them all.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, You and Me on Vacation? When did that come out? Well, that's just the UK version of...
People We Meet on Vacation?
Yep. What's the name of that book?
When the Sky Fell on Splendor.
I found it. And then there's Layover, Beach Read 1.5.
Yeah, I saw that one too. I was like, what the hell is this?
The Love That Split the World. A Million Junes. Oh, brother. Not me deep diving.
Yep. And that was published in 2017. A Million Junes was. And The Love That Split the World was 2016. So Girlfriend's been around.
Yeah, she has. Well, adds it to the list.
Yep. They're all on the list now.
Yep. Oh, okay. All right, you want to yap?
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, have you seen the young pilot who is arrested and being held against his will supposedly in Antarctica?
I have not.
Okay. So this guy is doing a fundraiser of some sort. And he has a little plane. And he's flying over all 7 continents. That's like the goal. And all the proceeds go to some organization. I'm not going to say which one because I don't remember and I don't want to say it wrong. But some organization. And he was flying over some tip of Antarctica. He wasn't going to go like all the way. I think it was just like where you can. Skirt! Just to say you did. That's the way that the videos portrayed it. The videos I watched. Anyways, he had some sort of engine plane problem and had to call and request to land. They granted his permission, or granted his request, gave him permission, and then arrested him, said he could go, and then ended up detaining him for so many days. Because they were saying that it was, by they, I don't know who they is. Is it our government? Is it another government? Did he land on somebody else's territory? I don't know. Like, there's such little information about it. But he's making, like, vlogs. So there's a part of me that thinks he's, like, in Alaska or Canada or Russia, like, making these vlogs like he's in Antarctica. I don't know. But it just seems that if you're being detained against your will, you're not going to have Wi-Fi cell phone privileges to be uploading vlogs to TikTok. I don't know. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying it could be a bit. And I don't want to go in here and say that this poor man is completely stranded. I don't know all the facts, but I thought it was worth mentioning because in one of my conspiracy theories, later we're going to get to it, has a little bit to do with Antarctica.
Okay.
Thought it was worth putting in here for a little Easter egg. Wait, one piece of news that we have to talk about. I'm not a Swiftie, but we would not be doing justice to the social world if we didn't mention that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. In case you didn't know, you lived under a rock and you didn't see her ginormous rock. Beautiful, by the way. He did good. And yeah, they got engaged. It'll be old news by the time this comes out, but it's already old news and it happened like 3 days ago. Okay, next, I found out there's a whole group of people on the internet, which I've learned there's a group of people on the internet that, for everything,
pretty much,
that believe we have a real-life Jurassic Park island where they have dinosaurs. Now, I was going to use this as my conspiracy theory, but I couldn't find enough about it to make it a bit, okay? But we just talked last week about how that they've never even gotten DNA from dinosaurs, even though we thought that they had. So this one's a little far-fetched for me, but I thought it was worth mentioning that there is an entire group of people who believe this.
Yeah.
Interesting
That's
theories.
wild.
Yeah. This one's not very conspiracy theory, but also pop culture related. Lil Nas X was walking around LA in the middle of the night in nothing but his whitey tighties. Got hospitalized for OD. I think he's now arrested or in some sort of trouble for the way he was. He is made a statement saying your girl's gonna be okay. And that's all I've heard. But I saw the video. Bro was out of his mind. So I hope he gets help. He was definitely on
something.
Not cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Very conspiracy theory. We're getting on brand. Judge denied. I don't know which judge keeps denying this shit. The Department of Justice's request to unseal the Epstein documents. To me, why does the president who does executive orders every single day not have the power to just release this shit?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but this is like the 10th time that we've been told something was coming and then gets denied by a judge. Why is a judge denying it?
Yeah. At this point, why does a single judge have any authority to do anything with it?
Yeah, like if it's the entirety of the Supreme Court, okay. That's what they're there for. But if it's a singular judge, I'm guessing it's a judge in Florida where the case is actually like from. I don't know.
Yeah. Also,
Ghislaine Maxwell's interview, I've seen bits of it has been released. I don't know that I believe her or not. I think she has ulterior motives to try to get her released from prison. I'm not saying I think Trump was involved because I genuinely want to believe that our president wasn't. No matter who it is, I would want to believe that, considering they're leading our country. Not necessarily about the Trump stuff. I don't think I believe her about any of it, because why the fuck does she have any reason to tell the truth? You know what I mean? Like, she only benefits from lying because it's going to get her where she wants to go. She didn't even say anything about Bill Clinton or the royal family when there's victims who have name-dropped both of those people. To me, I just think she's still covering shit.
Yeah. I could see if maybe, because I've been watching Lincoln Lawyer, I'm like, I could see if one person got paid to drop a specific name or was coerced to get off on some other charge to drop this name. But for multiple people to drop these names with very different stories of when and where and how these things happened, it can't be coincidence.
Mm-mm.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I find it very convenient that Ghislaine did this interview, gave all of this information, and then within 2 days was transferred to a much more chill and high class facility where she could just spend her time.
Like a white collar kind of prison. Yeah.
The fact that there are even white collar prisons says a lot of bullshit about our fucking justice system.
Put them in there with the rapists and murderers.
I mean, if you're going to facilitate it, you should have to be there in it.
Yep. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of done. I don't think we're ever going to get anything. I don't think we're ever going to get any answers. Maybe in 50 years when everyone who was involved is dead. And I mean, I think even JFK that they're supposed to be investigating, all that is another example of it doesn't matter how long it is sometimes. I don't know. We'll see. I'm done. Anything that comes out now, I'm not going to believe.
Yeah.
It's been so long and so much drama and back and forth. Last bit of business before we talk about our tinfoil hats. There is a community in our great state of Arkansas, which is not getting a lot of good press right now, considering we had, a few days ago, a hoax school shooting incident at the University of Arkansas, which is fucking ridiculous.
I just saw 20 schools in the first week of school were swatted like that. And there's, like, Arkansas didn't even make the list. So I'm like, how bad were the other ones if we didn't even make the list?
Here's the deal. I can't decide if I think that it's people so scared about them that they're causing mass hysteria and people are calling just because they hear anything and they don't know what an actual gun sounds like and it's just mass hysteria, or if it's like a thing that they're all doing to get out of class. I can't determine which way I think it is. Either way, it's fucked up, but at the end of the day, there are parents who thought they might have lost their kids. There is so many, like, the people who did it, if it, like, comes down, it was a hoax, which I think it was. They released a 911 call yesterday where a guy is literally saying, I hear gunshots, I see him walking in, and then all these gunshots are going off. You can look it up. The news had it. It's like, that's a hoax. That's our specific one, the U of A one. But anyways, that just happened. We have, a few weeks ago, the Devil's Den murders, which, a little update on that. Police have now all the different agencies involved are being told they can't speak out at all. Mm-hmm. And you said it was like his chance for a fair trial. It's such a public case that they didn't want the jury possibly being swayed, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. He did it. He confessed already and then pleaded not guilty. They found it's a closed deal. The argument's going to be death penalty or not. Yeah. Which they're going for the death penalty. The prosecutor said that, as they should. Yeah. But anyways, and then this. If you don't know Harrison, Arkansas, you probably need to know a little bit about that before we talk about this. It's known as one of the most racist towns in America. Apparently it's not as bad anymore, but when I was a kid and the movie The Color Purple came out, they wouldn't even play it in the movie theater. Okay? There were no black people in the town, and just outside of it, I'm not saying any of this is okay, by the way. I'm just saying facts. They have a white pride radio. They have banners in the town that have gone viral on the news, TikTok, multiple times. I grew up 20 minutes from here. I've seen them with my own two eyes. I know that this is true. There's a little town where the head of the KKK, or a very prominent branch right outside of Harrison, used to live. I do not know if they're still there or not. I've heard they are not. It was the thing to do in high school to drive to that town. Literally had nooses in the yard. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is real. It still happens, okay? In the same neck of the woods, there's a man who has built and gone viral. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, for building a white-only community. The question is, people are pissed and want the government involved. But if it's private property, are they allowed to? That's the big debate. Mm-hmm. Technically speaking, it's not illegal. It's shitty. Mm-hmm. It's not illegal. And he can let anyone he wants on his property. But it's all over the news. All the women are homesteading. They have a playground They're raising their kids. No, and it's not just blacks, it's any race.
Yeah.
Are allowed
No one
inside
but
of
white.
this community. You have to be white. Pure white. Wild.
So I just Googled white supremacist community in Arkansas, and apparently there have historically been 3.
Okay, so not just zinc.
So there's this one, which is in Ravenden, near Pocahontas. So
Okay, so that's even further over. That's
north,
east.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Return to the Land.
Yeah, that's the one that's
the one current.
Yep.
And then there's the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord, active from 1971 to 1985. The CSA was a Christian identity and survivalist militia. And then nearby Elohim City, although located just across the border in Oklahoma, Elohim City is historically relevant due to its ties to Arkansas-based groups. Founded in 1973 as a Christian identity compound.
What I want to know is if they understand that Jesus would have been Middle Eastern.
Clearly not.
That's my number one question. Why is Jesus blonde?
He's not.
He would have had dark skin and dark hair, guys. He would not have been white.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
It's
apparently that Elohim City was in relation to Timothy McVeigh, who bombed Oklahoma City. Apparently he called the compound 2 weeks before the bombing. Like he was trying to join. Yeah, that's wild.
Okay. Guys, we can't even make this shit up to talk about. This is real life.
Yep.
Also, there's no more remote work in Arkansas. And now, if you work for the government, you're allowed to bring your kid to work if they're for. Literally, this happened yesterday. I am so glad I don't work for the government because, no offense, I don't want a 4-week to 6-month-old baby allowed at the fucking office. That's the new law. You can't work from home anymore. All remote work for the state of Arkansas is gone. And if you have a 4-week-old to 6-month-old baby, you are allowed to bring it to the workplace. You're supposed to be allowed to, but there is some supervisor discretion. So I'm sure, like, certain jobs you can't. But, like, if I was working for the state of Arkansas right now, I would be giving my notice.
But also, let's talk about the fact that why the fuck would a woman who has just given birth 4 weeks ago be required to return to the office?
They're probably not.
Place?
They're probably not. There are some women who opt to come back at 4 weeks. I just know that from my previous job. I had 2 or 3 because if they don't sign up for the benefits, they don't have paid maternity leave, they can't afford to stay off.
Which
so
is fucking bullshit.
That is another issue. I agree. That's a different issue entirely, but that's what it is. They can take legally up to 12 weeks, but they wouldn't be paid if they didn't sign up for that benefit.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that just happened yesterday. So, Arkansas is not making us proud right now. Razorback football's about to start. By the time this airs, it will have started, and I will already be on my heartbreak train.
Yeah.
I'm very aware. Okay. Okay, do we want to jump into our conspiracy theories?
Let's go.
Okay, I want you to go first. No, I want you to. I've been talking this whole time. We need to break it up.
Okay. Let me start by saying this is not intended to minimize the lives lost or be insensitive to anyone who lost a loved one. This is also not intended to come across as like, this is something I believe wholeheartedly. This is just something that has been on the internet for 20 plus years. Like, we're coming up on the anniversary, and it's just information that's out there. So it's just a thing. I promise I am not trying to be mean to anybody, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. This is just information. And it makes you kind of wonder about the validity of many, many, many different things. So my first conspiracy is 9/11.
Right.
Was it insurance fraud? Was it an inside job? Or a combination, something else entirely? Larry Silverstein signed a lease on the World Trade Centers, 3 buildings, 2 months before this happened. Argument for insurance fraud is that he then got 1.2, or he got $4 billion in insurance to cover specifically a terrorist attack. Just think about that. In 2001, what are the odds? The World Trade Centers had been bombed before, had been attacked. So it kind of makes sense if you really think about it, that as a business owner, you would do something like that to protect your asset. Like, that's a fuck ton of money to have to rebuild it.
Yeah.
The properties then sued the insurance companies and the airlines, arguing that because it was two buildings, it was two separate incidences. So he got double his money. So he really came out on top. Not really because of inflation and the cost to rebuild the one World Trade Center, but still. They reached a $95 million settlement in November of 2017 from the aviation companies themselves. The U.S. District Judge Hellerstein said, in his opinion, the developers' agreement with QBE, which was the insurance company, did not promise a $14 million payment because technically it was one event on one day, even though it happened at separate times, like 46 minutes apart, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he argued, and ultimately a jury found that it did qualify as two separate events. So he got a fuck ton of money.
I do agree that it's two separate events.
Yeah. So on kind of another vein of this fraud, the World Trade Centers had asbestos levels that were like off the charts. The buildings were supposed to be destroyed anyway. So this is where people are like, how fucking that? Convenient. Yeah, I didn't either, really.
Okay.
They had to be torn down anyway. He purchased the landlord rights, then insured the World Trade Center towers. Apparently it was $7 billion 3 weeks before 9/11 happened. And they have done many different like reconstructions of the events and shown how it should have fallen based on the construction of the building and the way the buildings come straight down instead of falling over or falling in on themselves insinuates a controlled explosion. Mm-hmm. Like bombs would have had to been placed at several different floors for it to go straight down. Even if the jet fuel exploded, it couldn't have done all of this, according to these people. There's also theories that because of the way the metal melted, how they're saying, how could an aluminum plane destroy red iron building and then melt to that extreme? Like, it should not have been able to get that hot, even with the jet fuel. So there's just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to link this little thing I put together. But somebody also did the math of the probability because Larry Silverstein, Roger, and Lisa, which are all three in the Silverstein family, all worked in that same office. The probability of Larry not being there on 9/11 was 1 out of 250 working days. The probability of both Larry and Roger being away on the same day is 1 in 62,500. And the chance of Larry, Roger, and Lisa, all three being away, was 1 in, I can't even think, 15,625,000. So the odds of all three of them being out of the building. Like, he said he was just running late. One of them had a doctor's appointment that nobody can verify. One of them had like something at their kids' school or something and wasn't there. But like, seems a little sketch if you ask me.
Yeah.
So it says, even if we allow each person 10 missed days per year, there is a 1 in 1.5 million probability that all three Silversteins escaped 9/11 by chance.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Okay.
So it says, when we speak of terrorism insurance coverage, what we're actually speaking of is coverage that doesn't have a terrorism exclusion. If you know anything about insurance, they love to exclude everything.
Yep.
So like when you buy travel insurance, definitely read the fine print because we almost purchased it on our last trip, but it says that it won't cover any injury if you are on any sort of motorized vehicle. I'm like, so I can't rent a jet ski, can't ride on a boat, can't do any sort of like snorkeling adventure, can't do anything. So what the fuck is the point? So
yeah, no point.
Yeah. So basically you'd have to be walking down the street by yourself, no one around you, and break your leg just by happenstance.
Yeah, that probability is probably the same as the Silversteins.
Exactly. So they're saying such exclusions aren't uncommon now, but according to the Insurance Information Institute, virtually all commercial insurance policies sold in the US before 9/11 covered terrorist incidents as a matter of course and essentially free of charge. So there wasn't even an add-on to cover terrorist incidents because they were so rare. Yeah. And then an argument just kind of trying to debunk that just says that he was financially obligated to insure the World Trade Centers for any possibility, from terrorism to weather to flooding even. So they're saying that it wasn't outside the realm of reason that he would be insuring for all of this to protect his asset. But just seems really fortuitous that the buildings needed to be destroyed because of the asbestos, and then magically 3 weeks later it happens after he's purchased insurance to cover all of those things.
Yeah, the asbestos is a bombshell for sure.
Yeah. There is also information that says the North American Aerospace Defense Command was unusually slow in responding to the hijacked planes, suggesting a deliberate stand-down order. They question why the world's most powerful military was unable to intercept any of the 4 planes, which we now know there were 5, despite being aware of the hijackings in real time.
Yeah.
There's also a conspiracy about insider trading.
Okay.
Because I don't know how any of options work, but apparently there was a lot of unusual stock trading activity in the days leading up to 9/11, particularly the significant number of put options. Don't know what that means.
Either.
Placed on United Airlines and American Airlines stocks. They argue that these trades indicate foreknowledge of the attacks because it only benefits them if the stocks plummet, which obviously after these events they did.
Mm-hmm.
So then basically they almost doubled their money overnight. Very convenient.
Yeah.
There are also claims that the damage to the Pentagon was inconsistent with a Boeing 757 crash. People argue that the small impact hole, like it was very small, like 50 feet across, when a plane is much larger, lacks significant plane debris, and the relatively intact lawn suggests that the building was struck by a missile or a small aircraft rather than a very large commercial plane.
So what happened to that plane?
It was flown somewhere else or never even hijacked, supposedly.
Okay.
So, yeah. There's also people that think the phone calls were staged by actors from United 93. I could see it either way. You know, if it is this huge conspiracy by the government, I could see them creating all of these fake phone calls because at the time, a lot of people weren't going to have cell phone signal in the sky.
No.
So the debunkers are saying that they were using the sat phones that were on the plane, and that's how they sent the messages or made the phone calls and left voicemails. But I feel like in that shortest span of time, it wouldn't have been possible for all of those people to make a phone call on one phone.
Yeah.
So just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Please don't come for me. But there is definitely, and has always been, speculation around this because it was very convenient that America then went to war for these weapons of mass destruction and never actually found them. There are theories that bin Laden was dead before we went over there and killed him, and all of these videos were just made up. So if you dive down the rabbit hole, you will find a shit ton of stuff. So like I said, I will put the link to this PowerPoint in the description, and you guys can form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Or go down your own rabbit hole.
I love it. We're controversial here.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do your second one, or you want me to go and then you go?
You go ahead.
Okay. Second, or my first one here, taking you back to August 31st, 1997. Does anyone know that day? That is the day Princess Diana died. Did you know I was doing this one? Did you read the note?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I forgot.
I purposefully chose this one because my entire life I have been told, not as a conspiracy theory, but as fact, that the Queen killed Princess Diana, okay? I never realized until I was probably an adult that it was a car crash. I didn't ever look into it. I just was told, car crash. First and foremost, guys, I'm not saying that I believe this or don't believe this. I'm just going to put the facts out there and what some people believe and you can determine your own opinions. That's going to be applied to both of mine, okay? But Princess Diana, as we all know, she was America's sweetheart. Everyone loved her. The revenge dress, you know, okay?
Yeah.
She was married to who is now the king, but at the time was not. She's the mother of everyone's favorite Prince Harry and William, who is in line for the throne next. The king is pretty sick, so my guess will be very soon. Okay. She was married. There was infidelity. They got divorced. Which, unless you're Henry VIII in the royal family, not necessary. It's taboo, okay? Even in prominent English families today,
yeah,
and some American, divorce is very taboo, okay? They would rather you be with someone that cheated on you than to leave and find happiness elsewhere. That is the world that we used to live in, and some people still live in. Thank God we don't. But, okay, Princess Diana, just given the backstory here, she passed away, unfortunately, very young in a car crash with her companion, Dodi Fayed. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They were being chased by paparazzi. This is the story that was given. They were being chased by paparazzi, and then they did an investigation. The French and the British did an investigation and found that the driver, Henry Paul, was reckless driving, avoiding paparazzi while under the influence of alcohol and prescription drugs. That's the vague, generic statement. When I say the world still mourns her, guys, it's been almost 30 years, and she is still one of the most loved women of all time. Here's the different theories on why people think, and the evidence, that this might have been a setup. Number one, the divorce is taboo, right? The British family, the royal family, is known for having certain sets of rules, liking things a certain way. Number one, I don't think they ever liked her because she wasn't one of them. That's facts, okay? Meghan Markle, as much as we want to say she's a whiny, annoying little whatever, because she really is, they didn't like her for a multitude of reasons, race and divorcee being one of them, but American is also another. So, that still exists 30 years later. They were trying to avoid her marrying her companion, who was a Muslim. So, enter another race issue. They were not happy that the ex-princess was supposedly getting married to a Muslim. Now, they think that it could have caused constitutional issues for the monarchy if the mother of the future king, William, married outside of the Church of England. It was religion race, because she would technically be the mother of the king and still be treated with, I'm sure, respect and have royal status no matter if they're married or not. There's also a theory, now this is from her companion, they keep using the word companion. I don't know if they were engaged, they were dating, or if they were secretly married. I don't know. The father of the companion claimed that she was pregnant and that they were getting married. Now, there's no evidence of pregnancy. I'm using quotations if you guys are not watching video. Do I believe that that is always factual? No. I think that could have very easily been doctored. That's just facts. They could have paid off the medical examiner to say, nope, no pregnancy here. They could have paid off the person investigating the driver as well. It could have very easily been, that part can be manipulated, right? The next one, this one's not like super facts for me because sometimes people do different things. But apparently Diana and her companion Dodi always wore their seatbelts. And they were like known for being super safe and wearing their seatbelts. They were not in this case. They thought that it was suspicious or possibly tampered with. Okay, the bright flash theory. Because it was a paparazzi chase, I'm sure people followed her around. As we've discussed, America's sweetheart. English people loved her too. And they, anyways, followed her around. People claim to have seen a bright flash in the tunnel, which could have disoriented the driver. People thought that this was a deliberate sabotage to make the driver crash, or a staged crash and the light was thrown in for like dramatic effect. Okay, and then that's fueling this fire here. Former MI6, which is like their FBI, right? Or like their CIA, resembled a scenario in intelligence files about assassinations in tunnels using a blinding flash. So apparently in MI6, this is something that they would do. To me, you're on like the what is it called? Red list if you say something like that, retired and extremely dangerous, and they're going to do the bright flash to you. So I don't know how much depth I would put into that one, but
yeah,
we're throwing out there medical delay. This one is pretty factual here. Apparently, it takes a long time in France to get medical care. So they stabilize. Okay, this is what it says. They stabilize patients at the scene before transport. I quoted that because I was like, so instead of just getting them at, like, if you see an emergency situation here, right, they're going to semi-stabilize. They're going to get you on the gurney and get you in the ambulance. You could probably speak to this a lot more than I can. You get them in the ambulance to get them to the hospital and work on it on the way. Apparently that doesn't happen in France, which is where this took place. The UK approach was that the delay was intentional because they never would have done that. So, apparently in 2004, a UK organization investigated these claims extensively, and they could not find any evidence of a murder. They said it was an accident caused by the driver's negligence, aggravated by paparazzi pressure. Apparently the dad is the one who was like, the dad of the companion is the one in court trying to make something happen out of this, because unfortunately he lost his son as well, which I think gets in the background with the whole drama of Princess Diana, but yeah. So, what do we think? Knowing what we know from Meghan Markle's personal experience, she's been very open about, and what we've heard here, what we've seen over the years, what we've been told over the years. Do we think they took her out because she was problematic? Or do we think that it was just a freak paparazzi accident that killed the most famous person in the world at the time?
I'm betting it was a combination. And it was just very convenient for the royal family, which is annoying that they would even have any cause for recourse or any concern for what the hell she's doing after he cheated on her. And he was already remarried to Camilla,
the girl he cheated with. And if you look at her, that revenge dress slayed, okay?
Yeah. I just saw a video of Diana today.
Really?
She got out of her car and she walked backwards toward the paparazzi so they couldn't get a picture of her face, and then like walked around it and then walked into the building. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
She said, fuck that paparazzi. You're not going to get a picture of my face today.
You cannot, I can't imagine, like, I've been thinking about this too, like with the whole Travis Kelce thing and Taylor Swift, like, they couldn't even go out to dinner and have a date night. Like, and it sounds so wild because, yes, they have, God, Taylor Swift has more money than I can fathom. But at the same time, they can't do normal shit. Like, we can walk into Walmart and no one will talk to us. They can't even get their own groceries, I guarantee it, or go shopping for clothes. They have to buy out the store to shut down or go after hours. And then somebody who works there would leak it. Like, they can't even shop for their own clothes. I guarantee it. Like, it's insane. And for someone to have to deal with that every day, and at the time, she was it. Yeah. Across the world. Not just UK, not just America. Like, she was it. So, I can't imagine what she was. And then plus on top of that, getting cheated on. And I'm sure bullied by the royal family. Yeah. No doubt about that. That's not a conspiracy. Like, they can't even wear certain shoes because the queen didn't like them. Like, they couldn't wear wedges because she thought they were ugly or so. Like, there's all sorts of crazy stuff. The rules are insane. So, anyways, not saying that they all don't know what they're getting into when they marry. Like, that's my when Meghan Markle's whiny. But she knew what she was getting into when she married a prince and a son of Diana. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you knew what you were doing. Anyways, there's that TED Talk. You want to do your second one?
Okay. This one, I will die on this fucking hill.
Okay, so you're dying on this hill. Okay.
I will die on this hill. Men have periods too.
Without the bleeding.
Yes. So, like women, men experience hormonal shifts and changes every day. A man's testosterone levels rise in the morning and fall in the evening. Testosterone levels can vary from day to day. Some claim that these fluctuations may cause symptoms that mimic the symptoms of PMS, including depression, fatigue, and mood swings. Don't we fucking know it? But if you notice the men in your life are more manly toward the end of the year, it's because male testosterone levels are highest in November.
No shave November. Okay.
And then...
Why? The lunar thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
But they're also lowest in April. So April showers don't just bring May flowers.
Wait.
April showers bring depression.
I swear I have a big fight every April. I swear! Okay.
Well, that's why.
Okay. Tisha, this is checking out.
It doesn't stop there either. Sorry, boys. The stereotype of the grumpy old man could have its roots in a condition known as irritable male syndrome. It's clinically referred to as andropause or male menopause.
So they go through that when they get older.
Physical and emotional changes that also seem dependent on changes in hormone levels. The symptoms of IMS mimic some of the symptoms women experience during PMS, so they may not occur regularly, and there may be no pattern to them. Could be fatigue, confusion, or mental fogginess, depression, anger, low self-esteem, low libido, anxiety, and hypersensitivity.
Never heard of that.
If you're experiencing these symptoms, there's likely something else going on. Some of these symptoms may be the result of testosterone deficiency, obviously.
So some men, when they get older, have to start taking testosterone. That's very normal, actually. Yeah. Okay.
In today's day and age, for sure.
Yeah.
It is not, unfortunately, which is fucking stupid. It's not a recognized medical diagnosis. So treatment aims to manage symptoms and adapt to the emotions and mood swings when they occur and find ways to relieve stress. So exercise, eating a healthy diet, finding ways to relieve stress, and avoiding alcohol and smoking may help stop these symptoms from happening. They can also help a variety of physical and mental symptoms. So that's that. Science proves man periods are a thing. And to be honest, I feel bad they have to experience the horror of hormone changes.
At least they don't have to bleed and cramp.
Exactly.
Got it easier than us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The April thing, I'm still hung up on that.
There's my hill to die on.
Okay. Well, my last one. There's no hill to die on here for me because I don't know if I believe it or not. But it's probably one of the most popular conspiracy theories out there right now. And I will tell you, in 2018, I'd never heard of it until 2018. I went to Scotland and people had graffitied flat earth, flat earth, flat earth. So that's how I got introduced to the flat earth theory. Again, I don't know if I believe this or not. I'm just going to throw what people argue out there. Some of it kind of checks out.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, the horizon argument. You look at the horizon, it's always flat. It's always flat. People say the argument to this is that the Earth is so large that you wouldn't see the curvature to the naked eye. You have no way to see that. I agree. In my head, it should be rounded. But the second one is airplane flight paths. If you have ever looked at airplane flight paths, they do not have to adjust altitude, adjust anything like you would in a rounded Earth, okay? Especially trips across the pond. You know, going to Europe, going to Africa, from South America over, or even up, down. It doesn't look like they're adjusting for curvature.
I'm going to have to ask Jared about this because he's a pilot.
Yes, please do. Okay, this is the biggest theory I've seen, is the flight paths. Some people have like little maps, and I'm telling you, people will die on this hill. I don't have any judgment. Like I said, I don't know. I'm here, okay? Because of gravity, they would assume that you'd have to adjust. I don't know. Airplane talk, way over my head. But people be dying on this hill about the flight paths. There's also a large group of people, I might be one of these people, that think the pictures of Earth are all fake.
Very much so with the maps. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't add up.
And right now, there is a person who is complaining to the world about the map being wrong, the Magellan map that's the standard map for everyone, and wants it all redone. So that is literally going on. I just saw a video about this in conjunction with people are saying that the pictures from space aren't real, which I don't even think we've been to the moon. I think we learned that last episode on conspiracy theories. So, to me, I highly doubt they're real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, this one's kind of an interesting one too. Water always is flat in a glass. You don't see any curvature ever. You put water on anything, it slides down. Yes, that's called gravity. Why would it not be circular? Even large bodies of water, right? Why are they all flat? Water levels out if you don't have anything working it up, shaking it up. The ocean?
Yeah.
Okay, the last one, which I previewed this a little bit in our Yap sesh, is Antarctica. Antarctica, no matter what we say here, is a conspiracy theory in itself. No one's allowed there. No one knows what even is there besides penguins and polar bears. Is that where Santa is? I'm just kidding. It is a huge government secret. All the governments, no one knows anything about Antarctica. So, the flat earthers believe that that's the edge of the world. If you go out to Antarctica, you fall off the edge of the world. No one knows any different. It's like the most unexplored area. Like, what is up with Antarctica? That could probably be a whole episode.
Yeah.
The Google says it's been extensively explored and mapped. I've seen quite the opposite, so I don't know what's true. And I was always raised, you can't stay there long or you'll die. That's what I was taught in school.
It's too cold.
Yeah, it's too cold. Apparently they say thousands of government officials and scientists live there. So maybe that's where the aliens are.
Maybe. I can see it.
There's another one for next time. But anyways, there's my flat earth theories. Take with it what you will. Again, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying. Makes you think.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. So you can either take the information we are giving you in the description and go down your own rabbit hole, or just skip right over this episode and not think anything of it ever again. Come back next week. We are discussing The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers. And this is one that's been on my TBR for like forever, it feels like. So I'm excited to finally get to it.
Yeah, me too. Anything from her, because I love Crime Junkie. It's a great podcast.
Yeah. All right. We will talk to you guys later.
Bye.